I found San Francisco Ballet for the first time through the simulcast of the Nutcracker. And my children and I watched it together. We still have it on our DVR. They watch it over and over again, and it's beautiful, and it's just stunningly done. And because of that, I friended them on Facebook, and I subscribed to their YouTube channel, and I get to see the previews of what's coming on, and I feel very connected to them. I mean, partly because they have a great Facebook page and they do a good job of that having a personality, but mostly because I connect to the work they're doing. It was sort of the first time that I started finding an affinity for ballet. I think that it's really extraordinarily done. When I step back from feeling like I'm a fan of this organization that by the traditional standards I have no connection to whatsoever, have never even been a patron, is this very interesting thing. And I think it's almost impossible to quantify why it's worth it, but I feel completely confident that what they're doing is worth it. That the number of people like me who have opportunities to become connected to that organization without having to live in San Francisco, or even if you live in San Francisco, perhaps without being able to afford the cost of a ballet ticket, that pays dividends. That it pays dividends on a philosophical level, because I think that they are accomplishing their mission. I am moved by their work, and didn't have to be there to be so. For me, as I was looking at my role in nonprofit leadership, it is underlining the value of relationship building, and that relationship building is this powerful baseline, and you have to think about what you do with it next, but it doesn't have to be entirely transactional. And in fact, you lose way too much if it is. The San Francisco Ballet isn't trying to pitch shows and fundraise every time they make a post on Facebook. In fact, they hardly ever do either of those. They're giving me behind the scenes access. They're showing me rehearsals. They're letting me discover. They're letting me connect. And that's different than marketing. That's different than almost anything that we had before social media. There was an era where even a major metropolis like San Francisco, their constituency was San Francisco, and maybe people who are visiting San Francisco. And that's not the case anymore. Now, am I having the same experience watching that simulcast of a ballet as I would in person? Absolutely not, and I get that. But in my mind, and I think this would be in a lot of viewers, if I'm this affected by a TV version of it, I get how much more affected I would be in person. And it did inspire me to go see other ballet that I was geographically closer to at different organizations. And again, it's sort of bringing someone into the field. And so I do think that this idea of community is different. You know, the community is the people with whom you can build relationships, and the tools to build relationships have changed fundamentally. This isn't just electronic direct mail. It can't just be about a call to action. It has to be about relationship building, and the payoff is profound.